The effects of the financial crisis which hit the world economy from the beginning of the autumn are spreading around Europe, and Europeans have started to feel them. The European Ideas Network, a think tank aligned to the EPP-ED Group, organised a seminar to evaluate the situation and come up with policy proposals for the group. The seminar was chaired by the EPP-ED Group Vice Chairman, Gunnar Hökmark, and it was attended by prominent economists and experts.
What was the purpose of this seminar?
To discuss the upcoming and the reasons for this crisis, but also what we need to do in order to solve problems and not create new ones.
How the EIN contributes to the policy making of the EPP-ED Group with this kind of seminars?
By creating a process of reflections and digging into the real questions to see that things are not as easy as it sometimes looks, that we need to complicate things before we come with the concrete and pragmatic solutions.
The quest for pragmatic solutions to the current crisis was lengthily debated during the meeting, and all seemed to agree that the prompt answer of the European governments to assist the financial sector was the appropriate one. Mr. Hökmark gave the political view on the issue, while Ross Walker, London-based economist in the Royal Bank of Scotland, provided the market's view. He also predicted that we will see light at the end of the tunnel around the end of next year or the beginning of 2010.
I think it would be too early to say that we have all the answers, but I think it is very good if we can find some of the answers and try to respond to the reasons of the crisis. I think creating more of stability in the banking system, as we have done with the recapitalization, that was very important. And now to have the focus on how to support the real economy. I think as most governments of our party, they are proposing investments in infrastructure, for example. I think that's a concrete outcome. That's investments that we need to do anyway, but it's also supporting the economy. And we need to do more thinking about what are the right actions in this time.
Well, there are no easy answers, but I think there are some pragmatic answers. If you look at what is happening, by country the response has varied. But I think there are a number of key features of the approach that have been taken and are necessary, and over time will work. So we have firstly the recapitalization of the banking sector. This is the root of the problem, as was the case in Japan and Sweden in the 1990s. And until you fix the banks, you won't fix lending and you won't support the wider economy. So that's the first approach, and that is essential. Secondly, to guarantee new debt, to reduce the worries about bankruptcy and counterparty risk and default. That is also beginning slowly to take place. And thirdly, the liquidity measures, to pump more cash into the system, to keep the wheels of the financial system turning. So steps have been taken, but it will take a long time, I think, to fix the system.
How long may last this slowing down of the economy?
I think for most of next year, for 2009, we will probably see falling GDP, recessionary conditions. We may see growth resuming by the second half of next year, but I think it probably won't be until 2010 and late 2010, the second half of 2010, that we see growth rates getting back to trend.